Okay guys, so today I'm gonna try out one or both of the add-on dies that Crafter's Companion had on HSN for the double-sided dies. So this is the Cosmos. It's really pretty. I like this flower. And I like the things it comes with. It has like a little spray, and then they're showing to use the little, well, like a leaf, but it's kind of frilly, and then they're showing to use just like the detail of it to do like a little more, which is nice. Just a different way to use it. It has that center, and then it does two sides of the flower, I believe. So that's the Cosmos. And then I have the Peony, which is also another gorgeous one. This is actually the one I was looking forward to trying out. So maybe I'll do one of the flowers, and then I'll do a card with the other, or however. So the Peony, again, just a pretty flower. I had a lot of comments from the original review that the flowers weren't that, you know, especially the one I tried out. I tried out the dahlia, and I love dahlias, and you know, if you look it up, it's a pretty flower. This kind of doesn't look like a dahlia, but this is what I made in the last review, so if you want to check it out, go ahead. It's basically a card front. I didn't finish it. I need to stick this onto a 5x7 card base and then add, you know, sentiment or something. But again, they're a little tricky to work with. You really have to line up the things. It's not easy to gauge where you line things up, so that's another, I mean, maybe this isn't even lined up that great because this is just hanging off the side, but maybe that's how it's meant to be because that's, I followed the picture, so there's that. Now on HSN, the original bundle has, let me put this shim to the side, I'll probably still need it. It came with 2 of the cutting plates in a set, and you see how busted up these are already, but they're not warped at all. I mean, it opens up a little here, but what I mean by that is like really bent or anything else, so that's pretty cool. So I do like these. You pretty much need them to make the right sandwich for this double two-sided cutting. So that's what the kit came with. It came with the 2 plates, and it came with the dahlia and the rose. So I'm gonna put those to the side. I don't know, guys, if I'm gonna keep this. I like it. Like I said, it's a little tricky to work with. I don't know. We'll see. And another gal had mentioned out here that she likes to keep one clean cutting plate. You know how whenever you cut, you pretty much cut into one plate so that the other one stays nice. And these don't even really have marks on them because a lot of times you're using magnetic and you're using the metal shim. So mine have very few marks on them. And actually, I'm looking at this. This has the mark from the, I don't know how that happened, to be honest. This has the mark from the leaf from the double-sided kit. So not sure what happened there. It's quite possible I cut into there instead of into these guys. So anyway, so right now what we're gonna do always is gonna be clear cutting, and then your new cutting plate, your paper, the die, another piece of paper, the other new cutting plate, and then your clear cutting plate. So what I was thinking about doing is doing like a partial die cut card, which I might be getting into some trouble territory here because basically, I don't know, I guess we can still run it through here. We'll see. Okay, so if I'm gonna do that, let's use this guy. I'm gonna grab some papers. I need a couple layers of flour, the little middle button, and then some greenery. And then I'll get some paper for the card base and like any kind of matting or layering, and we'll get started. Oh, I first cherries. I got this at the dollar store too. It's basically just a little oil warmer, but I thought it was so cute, and it goes with all my, you know, bathroom beach stuff, so I just grabbed that. And I know that's totally random, but it was still sitting here on my counter, and so I wanted to show it to you guys. Okay, so we're gonna open this guy up, and I mean, this is the pieces. They're $19.95. I don't know if they're gonna be any lower or more. Like, you can use a coupon, you know, on HSN or Crafter's Companion. A lot of times has like different sales on their dies, but so this is what it looks like. You have your base, which is this larger, just blank, you know, and then you have the little detail, and this one's probably gonna be easier to match up than that dahlia. That one was really tough. And then we have the little middle piece, of course, and then we have the leaves with a little detail, and then the thicker leaf here. And it's kind of funny, their artwork here is correct and the picture is correct, but then back here it shows this is the leaf, and that's totally different. But anyway, just thought that was interesting. So let me try to get this going. So this is just a piece of cardstock, 5.5 by 8.5, and I just folded it so that we have your standard A2 size card. Stuff is super thick. Again, this is Coordinations, I think, cardstock. I don't know. color. I don't even know what this is, but it's a really thick kind of cardstock that has a little bit of grit to it, and maybe I even have it folded the opposite way, but that doesn't matter. So I'm going to try to do partial die cutting. I'm probably gonna do it on this plate, because I was thinking about it. You probably don't have to if you wanted to do this without the double side. You know what I'm saying? Because you're only cutting one side, but maybe for the sandwich to still be correct, we need that going. So I am going to try and do this and try to think about it. I was thinking about it while I was sitting on my couch. I'm like, how am I going to do this if I do partial die cutting? So basically what's going to happen, I'm going to cut an edge here and only up to there. So what I'm going to do, and this is, you know, how it is. Let's see. I mean, you should pick however you want your flower to be. So I'm going to put it like that. I'm putting it so that this little edge of the flower is kind of hanging off the side, but you can pick whatever you want. And I'm putting it right in the middle, I guess. I don't know what else to do. I'm just trying this out, guys. And then we need a little bit of washi, and I always have washi sitting in front of me, and why can't I find it right now? I have this one. Okay, I'm gonna use this one. We'll see what happens. It looks like washi. Sometimes it's just regular tape. Let's see. Just to hold it down. You probably don't even need this if you do your sandwich right, but... It's very weak tape. That's cute though. Okay. I'm not hanging it off the side. I'm hanging it so that we're going to end up cutting our own side. We're going to cut this down. So it's just something to try. I'd rather stick this over here where it's... Alright. And this is the thing I always forget. I'm going to have to leave a very long tail of this. So what happens with this kind of thing is that you don't want to cut obviously all the way down, because then it's going to cut this shape out of your paper, and that's not what we want. We want a little bit of it hanging off the edge that's going to cut that. Hopefully that makes sense. I have another partial die cutting video, and I'll put the link here in the description box for you guys, because actually I'm going to put this down here a little further. No, I do need it this way. I was like, okay, we're going to put our next plate on top of this, and basically I'm leaving a lot of this hanging off, which is weird. But that's what we have to do to get this thing cut and not cut all the way through. And then I'm going to put this other plate right on top. Actually, let me go ahead and put the shim. Well, yeah, let me put the shim just in case. So wherever I end this sandwich, where it's a complete sandwich, you see, because it's a complete thing here, it's missing some, so it's not going to cut this area. You have to make sure that's what you want. So just line it up nicely. And since it's a flower and it's kind of like whatever, I don't think it has to be perfect, right? If you're doing a stamped image, then you do your partial die cutting, obviously you want it to be just so. So let me do that. Let me plug in this machine that for whatever reason is not plugged in right now. Oh, there we go. Oh, the other day I put the wrong plug in my Gemini, because they all look the same, right? All the machines come with the same plug, but one of them, it would turn on and turn off, turn on and turn off. And I was like, ooh. So I switched it back out, I looked for another plug, and I put that one in and it worked. So don't assume just because it looks the same that they're gonna run the same power, right? So let me see here. Okay. So I'm gonna run this through my Gemini Junior. I'm gonna push it in this way. Obviously this first area is gonna have a gap, but it should still receive it once it starts going, and hopefully it doesn't move too much. Yeah, so it's going. You heard that pop, that's when it stopped doing its thing. Let me move this to the side. It seems like it cut. I don't see why not. Yeah, okay, so we have our cut there. So let's remove this. And I'm just gonna use scissors, but you can use whatever you want. I guess I don't need to take the tape off that because it doesn't really matter. So hopefully you can see what I'm trying to do here. And I'm just gonna use some scissors and cut straight right up to where my flower stopped cutting. Right there. Almost cut all the way through, guys. I need a little bit more shim there. And then here. And I guess if we wanted, we could mat this other section. I was just going to start building up the flower. But if you really wanted to measure this and cut a piece of mat that'll fit here, you can definitely do that. I'm just not going to. I'm going to put a piece of colorful paper back here. And then we're going to build up our flower on top of here with some leaves. Okay? So, that worked out. Yay! I was kind of worried about it. I'm like, me and my bright ideas sometimes. Okay. And, yeah, like this. The tape is all stuck in there. That was a bright idea. Actually, that doesn't really bother me that much. But, whatever. I'll take that last piece off later or off camera. Okay, so the paper I'm using, which I realized in our last review, this Recollections cuts the best. It's super easy. So this is the Pink Buttons set. I don't know if they still sell this. Like I said, this paper is like decades old. I buy it and then I don't use it. So I use the Citron pack, the yellow pack, and then a green. I don't know what the green one's called, but you know how they basically give you an array of colors, monochromatic colors. So I just ripped pieces of the paper off. So as you can see, I just literally went to my stacks, I pulled it, and I just ripped the paper off so that it would stay in the packaging and I don't have to mess with it. So let's do our flower first. Why not? Okay. So I'm gonna do the darker fade, like the, sorry, the darker is gonna be on top. The blackout, the base dye, I'm just gonna cut out in pink. I'm gonna put it kind of in the middle. I think I'm gonna cut these out one at a time, and I'll cut the leaves in the center. Actually, let's not do that. Let's go ahead and do a few. So I'm going to cut that down smaller. So face down, because I need the light pink to be the main color. And then this other pretty color here, I'm going to put on top. Again, you can kind of hold them down if you need to, but I think that's fine. And then we're going to take our little centerpiece, and I'm definitely going to take this tape off. Last time I was like, oh, it'll be fine, but the paper really stuck to it. So let me get this off of here. Good stuff. And you have like a little bit of a blackout, and then this one has the detail. So the way they're saying is to use the darker color for the blackout and the lighter color for the detail. That's how they have it there, which is kind of interesting. Let me see the front of the picture here. Yeah, okay, so a little darker piece. So the blackout main piece is going to be facing down on that. And the little detail piece will be up on top of that. And then we need, again, our double-sided plate. Now again, you can just cut on one side of these plates. I've been cutting on both sides, like I don't care. I do it one way, I do it the other. But this side has not really been cut into, so I'll just keep that one nice and flat. Shim, which is just a thick piece of cardstock. Maybe you might even need a better one than that. But what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to run it through and then I'm going to reverse it. Now if you have your Cuttlebug or whatever else, actually that's not going to work, I guess. What is it? Maybe, you know, I don't know. It might work on those machines. I do have those machines, but I don't even want to try it. Because who knows, I don't want to mess up my machine and get that thing stuck. So you heard that, you heard the pop. And then the next one, okay, now I'm going to stop it and I'm going to reverse it. So, oopsie, I did not reverse it, guys. Okay, I stopped it and then I continued it. So let me see how that looks. Oh, you know what? It cut perfectly anyway. Well, at least this did, so we're fine. What happened last time is if I was having difficulty, if I reversed it, it kind of helped out, right? So it's basically 2 passes. And so the item would pop out or would cut a little nicer. I'm trying to get this thing out of here. Okay. So let me put these right here. The other day I was doing this and I lost my pieces. And then I throw that on the floor and I pick it up later. Alright. Our base cut out perfectly. This is much better. That Dahlia, oh my gosh, that was a nightmare. Which is probably a good thing I tried that out. Because, you know, a lot of times maybe that's why they try out the rose one like on their shows and stuff. Because it's easy. It works, you know. These guys are a little bit trickier. Now, I don't know if I want... Yeah, okay. I'm like, do we want this piece or the outline? Yeah, you want the outline. Obviously. Look at that. And they all popped out super easy. Oh my god, you guys, I got hit again. I've been hit twice since I moved to this town, and my truck is in the shop right now. And then one of my windows, the new windows that we put in for, you know, when it had the water leak, it started getting cloudy, which is not supposed to do, right? I mean, it's a brand new window. It was 9,000. Okay, that was one set of windows, 9,000 bucks. So I spent 14,000 on all the windows, and we're not even done replacing the windows. But anyway, this will go on there. So I'm waiting for that guy, and now he's ignoring me, the guy that installed them, and it's like, dude, it's such a pain. Being a grown-up isn't all that fun sometimes. Alright, so that's kind of what's on my mind right now. But I'm going to do this craft this morning, and then I will try to call the dude. And then that's when I send my husband in, because he doesn't make the phone calls. I'm like, oh, okay, you're going to talk to this guy and act tough, because he has to act tough. He's not really... I'm usually the one that does all that kind of stuff, you know? Anyway, alright, here we go. We're going to get this here... dye, and I'm going to cut out 2 or 3 of these. So I'm going to do it 2 or 3 different times, and I'll be right back because it's basically the same as you've seen. I'm just going to put the colors. They want the darker color to be the base of the leaf. Obviously, you can do whatever you want. I'm just kind of going by what they have there. And this down here, I'm not just going to move it down. And then again, fancy new die, shim, cutting plate, and I'm going to run it through a couple times and I'll be right back. So this die already is 100 times better. Is it worth 20 bucks? I don't know. Is it worth 10 or 15 if you got it on sale? You know, maybe. Obviously that's up to you. But, I mean, it's been cutting super well. I don't know what was up with that other die. And somebody else had mentioned that they were having difficulties with theirs too. So, you know, sometimes you'll get a die that, not that it has well, it has dead spot basically, or it's a little dull, or something just isn't hitting quite right, and, you know, you have to switch them out or just return it. So, I mean, there's always those kind of concerns, right? But let me see here. All right, we have our card base, which I definitely need to layer up with something, and we'll do that in a minute. For right now, let's put together the flower and all these pieces. Again, I put my little glue in this bottle the other day, and I love it. Super cute. Very easy to do. Take your little pin out. I'll put it next to me here. They get some different tips on how to, you know, hold the bottle. This one gal showed to cut a piece, cut a plastic bottle, like your drinking bottle, you know, like a water bottle, and just use that little lid part, like cut it around. Let's say this is your water bottle, this is where you drink from, like cut it here, and then take the lid off of it, and all you're gonna do is put your little bottle in there with the pin, and then when you take the pin out, throw the pin, when you go to use it, take it out of there, and throw the pin in there, and then it won't just roll around everywhere because it'll be kind of tucked inside that little space made by the bottle. So anyway, all right, so I'm taking, this is, oh, you know what? Okay, we'll try this right now just because I'm talking about it. This is the Colal Tacky Glue. Again, I got it from Crafter's Companion's website. I don't know if they sell on HSN yet, but what I'm going to do is go ahead and do this, and I'm going to try out that Beacon spray adhesive. Remember, you guys, I showed you, I went to the Dollar Tree and they had spray adhesive, and I don't know what that is or what it means. Well, obviously I know what it means. You're going to spray it, but I've never tried it. So let me get this around here. You can obviously use your sticker maker or anything else that you want. And I just realized that's one little piece here. Now this one, like I said, is super easy to line up, and that's good. Ooh, that Cosmos one was, not Cosmos, the Dahlia. It's ridiculous. Just how easy is that? Okay, so what I'm going to do is get I think again you can put this back in here. I'm going to get some spray and a paper towel real quick. Course, because I'm cheap, I only got one little paper towel and hopefully one little piece here, and hopefully that'll work out. Let me put these things to the side. What I'm gonna do is, this needs to stick to this, right? And let's make sure we have all our pieces popped out. And oh my gosh, you guys, while I'm kind of looking at this, I told you I've had the most thumbs down on the review I did of the foil pen. It just cracks me up, and people are like, oh, you said that they said there were going to be stencils, and that's not true. That's like that I'm lying or whatever. And I said, you know, people, I'm not kidding. Those are the comments. And I'm like, I didn't say I said that they said there were going to be stencils. I said I thought there were stencils in it. And obviously that's a different thing. And oh, because of that, you know, it's just funny. And you guys know how I do my channel. You guys are I sit here, I chat, and God knows what I'm talking about. And that's how it is. I wasn't sitting there, you know, doing a review because they paid me to do this thing, or, you know, make it super professional. I'm just at home working with things just like you guys. So anyway, so this is the adhesive spray I just found at the dollar store, at Dollar Tree. So I don't know, we'll see. Oh, it sprays very nicely. Do you see that? The little whiteness there. So obviously the glue came out very easily. And let me put this, but I've been having fun going back and forth with people on there because I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. You know, like this other girl told me how to do a review, and I should have done this and I should have done that. And I understand raw reviews, but I said, oh, do you have a channel? Maybe you should try it since you have so many great ideas. Yeah, I wasn't in the mood yesterday. You guys know. My kids, I just dropped off at school, and I was just like, oh no. Look at this. There's no stickiness on this. I didn't get any extra, like nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like the overspray, or like it might end up on the orange bit that came through or anything. Nope. Oh my gosh. Okay, well this other part I can stick down without that, but I'll do a leaf for you guys and we'll see how good this stuff is. Because I grabbed 3 bottles. They had like 10 left there, and I thought, well, if it's good, I need it, and if it's not, well, you know, whatever. I can find a use for it somehow. Let me see how this is supposed to look. I'm assuming you just plop this down because there's not really any rhyme or reason to it. It looks like this little... Okay, hold on. Let's look at it more closely. Do you see how there's that little area that looks like... Okay, there's that loop. This one goes up this way, and this is like in here somewhere. That's kind of what I'm seeing. It's like in here. Let's see. Like I said, maybe it doesn't matter. This one's not too, yeah, let's just leave it there. That looks fine. That doesn't bother me. Does that look good? I think we're good. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, sorry, I went to turn my TV down. It sounded really loud all of a sudden. Okay, I mean, that's kind of what it looks like. I don't know. All right, so we have that. And let's do this. So these guys are really thin, obviously. And then this even was bending at this little juncture here because it's so thin. Where's my third one? Oh, there it is. This is the first one I cut, and they all cut out super easy, so that's great. Now let me see how this is supposed to be. I don't know if I have it backwards or the right way right now. I think it's supposed to go like that. That looks right. Okay, so I'm going to turn this over. I'm going to spray the back of it. Just give it a shake. I don't know if you need to, but look at that. I mean, it comes out like so nicely. Obviously thin, right? Because it needs to spray. And I'm just going to stick it down one section at a time. You guys, if you have a Dollar Tree, go to the Dollar Tree and get this stuff. Find it. I might have to go grab more of it. Look. And there's nothing left on my fingers. Like, no... You know what I'm saying? It's not seeping through. It didn't make it super wet. Like, this is great. Okay, so I'm going to do the last 3 leaves and we'll put our card together. Okay, guys, just to put this together, I'm just going to mat this and maybe put another white mat. I don't know. I just cut it down 1/4 inch on either side, so a 1/4 inch all around, so there's an 1/8 inch smaller, right? So this little piece is 4 by 5 1/4, and I'm just gonna stick it down. You can use your tape runner. I'm just gonna use glue because I have it in front of me here, but you know, I would do a neater job of that. And then, so that's that. And maybe I should have done that last because now it's sitting there and it's kind of in the way because it's not dry yet. We're good though. Okay, and then here, you're just going to take your little flower, and you know what? You can pop dot this. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll give it a little lift. So basically, you're going to see how you cut this out, and that's how this needs to register on here. But I guess if you wanted to put it offset a little bit, you could, but, you know, I'm just going to leave it the way it's supposed to be. And then I have lots of green sprays here, so I think what I'm going to do is put these in something like that. Oh, but before that, guys, I ran this through. I just went and looked at, you know, I have tons of embossing folders. Oh my gosh, I probably have like every Crafter's Companion one and tons of Anna Griffin, tons of lots of different brands. These Doris ones that I probably bought the first times I ever would buy them, you know, they're super cheap. And I have them in this little kit, and I know I saw the case over there that I have them arranged in. There's literally only 6 of these in here, and I probably own over 100. So I'm like, I need to actually use this case better. I had got it at Joann's a long time ago. It's a Doris case. So I just ran it through, and I had a little flower one. I thought, oh, that'll be cute. So, for the Gemini here, the Gemini Junior, I just used the cutting plates. So the 2 cutting plates, the regular thick, you know, they're cutting plates. I left the shim just in case, and then I just put the paper in the embossing folder and ran it through. So you can use either side. You can use the side that's pushed down, but hopefully what I want to point out is that, see how nicely well done this is, but there's a little kind of lower spot here. So, you know, it has a little heart. It is so cute. I was planning on putting this side up, but it's kind of cute with it faded away, but that's okay. I'm going to put it. And a wet glue is good for this kind of thing because there is texture, and sometimes it's hard to get the tape runner to just behave and hold it down, right? And this one, supposedly I cut it 1/4 inch all around, smaller, and it looks like it's touching more of the edge than on the sides, but that's okay. Again, I had to kind of eyeball the measurement, or just measure it, you know, then since I didn't try to have a standard measurement on that, right? But it came out pretty good, the size of it. It's basically half of this thing, right? Half of the card. So when you eyeball your little partial die cutting, just kind of, if you want it to look a certain way, make sure you keep that in mind, right? Your measurements. And then these guys, well, I probably should bring out the other guy, but that's okay. I'm just gonna put some glue wherever I think. And I'm gonna put one like here. I'll squish it down in a minute. I'm really impressed with that spray glue, like ridiculous for a buck. I like it. Oh, see, this one, the glue's getting everywhere. I'll stick those down just a minute. I'll probably let those dry a little bit before we go on. So I'm gonna stick these down and then I will come back. Of course, I'm gonna eyeball it and make sure they're where I want them to be, because like, once this is up here, is that too many in one or too close together, or should I push them out? So just kind of keep that in mind, and since you are working with a wet glue, you can definitely have some play time on that. Okay, so I'm gonna let these dry and I'll be right back. So I was kind of looking over the Cosmos one, and not the Cosmos, this is the Cosmos one, the peony one, and this one is not difficult in that you have to only layer it a certain way because of the way this flower is shaped, and then there's clearly a bottom to it, you know. So I'm not gonna do this one. Maybe I'll do a video making a card with it or doing something else a little bit different, but not today, because this video is probably long enough already, and you know, I get plenty of comments, people saying, oh, you talk about everything else and then you get to it. Yes, I do. So let's put that for another day. So there's this. And, you know, I think it came out pretty good. I hope you learned something with the little partial die cutting. You just have to give it a little bit of thought of like where you want your cut to stop, and then make sure that's where you put your plate, right? Or where you want the cut to start. That's another way to look at it. So I'm just lining that up with the little area there. Ooh, what if I painted that black? Maybe I should have painted the edges of the glue dots black. That'd be a good idea. Anyway, pop dots, whatever you want to call them. So there it is. I think that's pretty cute. Simple card. The flower was so easy to do. Again, if you just have other layered flowers, it's the same thing. I don't know. I think they're trying to be on the cutting edge, do something different, but there really is no need for this, especially when you have to have more equipment to make it work. But I mean, this is cute. I do like the flowers. So if you like the design, you know, that's up to you. Put a little stamped sentiment here, wherever, add more stuff. Obviously, you can do all kinds of things. And then I do like a card though where you can actually write something. So a lot of times these kind of cards, they'll, you know, especially Crafter's Companion, will make things where I'm like, where are you supposed to write? But then now they've been doing where you have another panel in the back. So this is just like a decoration, but then it's actually here or however. So it's up to you, whatever you want to do with that. This paper is getting a little bit too wet with the glue, the thickness of this glue. But I'm impressed. You know, I like the dye. I like this glue. If you guys can find it at the Dollar Tree, I would definitely recommend to get it, because I mean, it's not a problem, like, at all. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye now.